Hey guys, so, once again, my screen is messed up, and once again, I have hit the record button before I'm ready, because if I didn't, I would never make a video, and, I don't know, I figured out since I've changed computers, maybe the sound is better without a microphone. I don't know. I apologize for the sound before, and it really wasn't that bad, so I'm hoping the sound on this one's okay, and if it's not, I apologize. I've told you guys I'm not a big techie person, so I really kind of have trouble with the videos. But I wanted to delve in today to some questions about Mandela Effected and TIs. I know a lot of people that are Mandela Effected are TIs, are targeted individuals. Some of them don't even know they are. Some of them do. But I'm kind of looking at that whole subject. It's been a subject for me most of my life because my family's been targeted, and for a long time we didn't overtly recognize that. There was some subconscious recognition with my parents that was going on. They seemed to know that if they got too happy, things were going to happen to them. My parents were not the kind of people who did irrational or irresponsible things that got them in trouble. They didn't have addictions. They just didn't engage in wild behavior. They were very grounded, and but they seemed to know that if they got too happy, something bad was going to happen, and it did seem like that was always the case. And I know some targeted individuals have been targeted since birth and know that. Others seem to think targeting started at some point in time. I don't know about those. I only know about being targeted since birth because even my parents were, and possibly even my grandparents. I don't know how far back it goes, but I know that as long as we crawl back in our box and succumb or quote-unquote behave or conform, then things go easy, and it's kind of okay. But the minute that any one of us starts to get some success, attacks begin to happen. Your level of fortitude and the amount of loyal people that you have around you seems to make a difference in how you fare those attacks and how long you're able to shoulder them. But I think if you don't stop making money or stop being happy, the attacks will continue until you do. And that's what happened to me and kept me sidelined for a few years. When I closed my business, I was being attacked from every angle. It was unbelievable. If I wasn't there and somebody told me the story, I would have a very hard time believing that person. I'd have to know them really well. Excuse me. I would have to know them really well to be able to believe if somebody told me my story. And that's why I don't tell it to anybody else, because I would rather just keep it with me than have people form wrong opinions about me. So I keep most of what's happened to me under my hat, because it's unbelievable. And to this day, things that are happening to me, I've said on this channel a lot of things that I've never, told many people. I've already shared a lot that I don't share anywhere else. But anyway, it got so unbearable for me that I had to close down, and I was pretty disabled for a few years. And each time I start to poke my head up that I'm starting to get stronger or better, the attacks come. And at first it was pretty successful. I mean, I was pretty beat down, and I was pretty sick, and I was pretty emotionally hurt. Don't want to think too much about that time, but I was pretty messed up. And it took me a long time to recover and a lot of hard work. But the minute I started to do it, it seemed like here come the attacks again. And in some of my other videos, I've talked about people coming and physically attacking me. I've talked about some of the mind control stuff where this isn't like mind control in the sense of cult brainwashing or something. This is the kind of full neural network control where you do not have control of your body. And so I've had that kind of mind control happen to me where I was absolutely powerless to stop anything that they were doing or to move or to do anything. And then there's, other attacks. There's attacks, and I know there's people listening to me right now that are going to identify with everything that I'm saying. There's people that are going to identify with every part of this and some with all of it. But I know there's people listening that have been targets of attacks in their finances, in their business and family relationships, not just personal, but business, legal attacks, and that is criminal and civil attacks. I asked myself for years, why was it that any time myself or anyone I knew called for any law enforcement help on any real serious issue, they never had resources? That was always the excuse. We don't have the resources, but yet they have all these resources to attack law-abiding people with criminal charges. And it happens a lot. And I'd like to hear, in the comments, but there's probably people that are listening to me who've had bogus criminal charges and targeting attacks through the legal system, criminally and or civilly. And I've been attacked criminally, and now I'm being attacked civilly. And It just seems like it never stops. And every time I get back on top of it, here comes another attack. So I got word today that yet another lawsuit is coming. I know who it is. I don't know what he is suing for. But it just seems not to stop. And so I can't either. And I don't intend to. I just don't, I can't. I can't stop. I can't let them get away with this because that's not what I came here for. I guess I came here to do exactly what I'm doing right now, and probably all of you did too. And I guess that's really what I wanted to talk about today. There's a reason for everything. That's what I want you to know. There's a reason. And that stuff you've wondered about all your life, why this and why that, there's a reason. You know, when they first started making it where you couldn't get a job if you didn't have a college degree, I wondered, why are they doing that? Why? Is it just the tuition money that, I mean, okay, that's a pretty big scam, but that didn't seem to be the whole reason. Is it, you know, so they can make them believe what they want? And, you know, all these years later, we find out, yes, indeed, that was it. It was to keep them uneducated, dumbed down, and in control. And so don't think that you're crazy, and don't think that there's not a reason. I've seen some of the craziest stuff over here. I keep saying that I'm going to share more about what's been happening over here with the Mandela Effect, and just about every time I get ready to do a video, something happens over here with some weird attack or something. I've had my car torn up. I've been broken into multiple times over the years. You know, and then you put all of that sabotage, and then you put the weirdness of the Mandela Effect on top of it. It's hard to tell what's going on sometimes, and it does tend to make one a little paranoid sometimes. So, you know, I'm not gonna say that I don't think about or worry about security issues or don't handle my business in that arena. But I think it's also happening to me because they don't have me cowering anymore. And, so it could get worse. And, that's okay because I know I'm protected. It can get a little hairy and scary sometimes, but, hey, you know, I'm tough stock. So I want to encourage you guys to be tough stock too, and to not let them make you cower. We all know it's happening. We sympathize with you. All those others out there who are going through similar things, who are being attacked, who... I'm so sorry. Just so sorry. But I do want you to know that it means you're on the right track. You know, if you're not on a government list, you're not doing anything. And if you're not being attacked, you're not doing whatever you're doing hard enough. And when you are doing it hard enough, you're going to be attacked. And if you don't come from here and this is happening to you for the same reason it's happening to me, that's your sign that you're doing it right. So I want to encourage you to continue on. Because actually what's happened with me as of recently, you know, like I said, I was disabled for a really long time. It really got me good, but then I started getting in control on my health and my situations and who I was letting around me and that kind of thing. And eventually got my environment under control. And of course, started having some success, and then the attacks started all over again. But the interesting thing is, when they started up again, instead of making me cower in the corner, they have emboldened me. So, for those of you who have been targeted since birth and are sabotaged upon success, I want to encourage you to keep having those successes, no matter how difficult. And even if your voice shakes like mine is, continue to speak your truth. You know, part of the reason it's so emotional for me right now is because the emotion is tied to the gratitude that I feel for the victory that's coming. And I want you guys to get in the position where you can feel this, where it's palpable and real, and you know it. See, I know it. I know that's why the attacks are coming. Because I know victory's coming. I know it sure as I'm talking to you right now. And the gratitude for that just overwhelms me. Because it's been so difficult and so long, and I know so many of you can relate. I know you've been through hard times. I know you're isolated. I know you're lonely. I know you feel like you can't trust anyone. I know that almost everyone around you has betrayed you. I know they've used your own family against you and the people you thought you could trust. But I'm here to tell you, you just keep hanging in there and you just keep taking one step after the other. No matter how small that step, and things are going to flip and you're going to see it. And that's what they don't want to happen. That's what they're working on so hard to make it not happen. Please get here with me. I want you to be here. I want you to be here in this space where you know beyond all knowing. And you can't help but be overwhelmed with gratitude. Because you know where you came from and what the struggle was. You know how difficult it was. So to even imagine vindication just sends you into overwhelm. And I want you to know that it's coming. I want you to know that your victory's at hand. They wouldn't be attacking you like they are if it wasn't. They wouldn't be hammering so hard if they didn't need to keep you down and if you weren't so close to getting out. The struggle gets a lot harder the closer you get to the gate, and the closer you get to getting out that gate, the harder they fight to keep you in. And the whole thought of that and what's happening right now just sends me into total gratitude overload. I can't even handle it. And I want you to know that feeling. I want you to know, beyond knowing, that this is all illusion. They keep coming at you, but they can't stop you anymore. It's too late. It is far too late in the game. They're not going to stop until you put them in their place, until you become emboldened like this. Until you become emboldened and you move in your magic ways. Till you move in the Spirit of God, in the Spirit of truth, in the light, completely and totally with absolute zero doubt. So if it takes you all day to meditate on that, then do it. Meditate on it day and night. How victory is yours and it's coming, because it surely is. That's why they're scared. That's why you're a target. That's why you're sabotaged. Every time you get successful or you even think about it. Don't let it work. That's why you can't let it work. That's why you can't give up. That's all. You can't give up because you're too close. You're too close to victory. It wouldn't be so freaking miserable if you weren't. They wouldn't be bothering you if you weren't an issue. But you're an issue. And they're going to try to stop you. But trust me, they can't. So just keep going. Just keep going. Push. Don't be concerned with what they're doing, because in the end it's not going to even matter. It's ridiculousness. It really is. They can't do anything. They've lost. So now move ahead. Move ahead. We've got to finish the job we started. So just keep going. You've got them in cuffs. Just take them and put them in the cell. Just keep moving in that direction. If it's an inch a day, a quarter inch, it doesn't matter. Just move forward. Because victory's coming for you. Victory is yours. So don't let them stop you. Okay? I want you to know I love you all. I'm rooting for you. I'm here for you. And I'm standing for you. Thanks, everybody. Now go out there and make it a really great day, okay?